I'm going to walk you through integration and make it really simple. So we're going to start off with this integral that looks really complicated, and I'm going to show you how to think about it. So here we have the integral x squared plus 4x dx divided by the square root of x cubed plus 6x squared plus 7. Now the very first thing I think when I see an integral like this is if there's something inside a square root, it's very difficult to handle because we can't simplify it or can't write a square root of a plus b as square root a plus square root b. We can't do any tricks like that. So what we want to do is, if we're thinking in terms of u substitution, we want to put u equals to what is inside the square root. This isn't a universal rule, but it works for a lot of problems, okay? Most problems at the basic level. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off just by taking x cubed plus 6x squared plus 7, and we're going to write this, we're going to set this as u. So I'm going to write u is equal to x cubed plus 6x squared plus 7. Now once you've got that value for u, we then want to find out du. And another thing to think about is if the derivative of the u you put, you want to sort of see that in the numerator somewhere. So then you can convert everything in terms of u and du. So here we're going to see that. So we're going to try du is going to equal to 3x squared plus 12x dx. So that's the power rule. Now once we've got this far, we see that we've got x squared plus 4x on the top. So it's the right power because you're differentiating a cubic on the bottom and you're getting a quadratic on the top. So that's matching up, but everything needs to match up, which it doesn't here. Now here's what you need to do is you need to think about, you want to see the du or some version of it up top, and then maybe you can move forward. In this problem, we see the x squared plus 4x up top, and that is almost equal to this except by a factor. So that's the thing you need to look for. You need to write everything in terms of u. So here what we can do is we can write this as 3 times x squared plus 4x dx. And that therefore means that 1/3 du. So I'm going to write everything in terms of u. So I see this x squared plus 4x dx up top. So then I'm going to get that 1/3 du is going to equal to x squared plus 4x times dx. So now our goal is to make everything in terms of u. You're not allowed to have x's, okay? You can't have x's, so you have to have everything in terms of u. So now we're going to get the integral of the x squared plus 4x dx is going to equal to 1/3 du. Therefore, we can now replace the numerator with 1/3 du, and I'm going to put out the 1/3, okay? So whenever you have a constant, you can put it outside the integral, so you don't have to deal with it inside the integral. And then we're going to get that divided by the square root of u. Now we're almost there. Now another thing I encourage you to do, this sometimes trips up students, is think about everything in terms of powers, okay? When you integrate something, if you use the power law for integration, when you see 1 over square root u is u power half. And 1 over u power half is u power minus half. So now we can write this as 1/3 times the integral of u power minus half times du. And now what we do is to integrate this, we just have to raise the exponent by 1 and divide by the new exponent, which is raised by 1. So here we're going to get it's u power minus half plus 1 divided by minus half plus 1, of course multiplied by 1/3, and this is then going to be plus a constant. So don't forget the plus constant. This is very important in homework and exams. People get points off for not putting this usually. So then you're going to get, this is going to be half on the bottom, which is going to put up top is going to be 2. So we're going to get 2/3 times the square root of u plus a constant. And now we can replace our u. So don't forget to replace with our actual u, which we had, which is x cubed plus 6x squared plus 7. So I'm actually just going to do that in one step. I'm going to write that as 2/3 square root of x cubed plus 6x squared plus 7 plus a constant. And that is our final answer for our integral. So that worked out all pretty nicely. So thanks so much for watching, and please be sure to check out my channel. I've got lots of problem solving at all levels, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'm going to see you in the next video.